Good evening, Gooners. Welcome to our Matchday Preview Show. Ahead of what is already a massive clash at Villa Park. Facing Aston Villa again, it's going to be a crucial game, in all honesty, for Mikel Arteta, isn't it? But tonight we're going to dive into all those talking points about the game. I'm joined by three great guys. I've got two Marks, one from Ireland, one from Scotland, and Dan alongside. How is everyone doing? Dan, been a while since been on a show, but how are you?
Yeah, all good. Sort of looking forward to the week. Well, sort of looking forward to Saturday's game, but yeah, all good. Apart from that.
Oh, good. What are your thoughts towards the game at the minute? Just
I mean, I used to like going to Villa Park. I think we always had a good record there. It was always, we could guarantee we get a few goals. I mean, I suppose at least with this Villa team, they will give you chances. I think we didn't play too badly there last season. Just obviously a few, what should we say, dodgy decisions and a bit of unlucky there. But yeah, I think probably, we'd discuss a bit more. Who plays at left back is probably going to be pretty crucial for the game. And but yeah, confident. I think we can go there and get a result.
Oh, good. And left Mark on the left.
Scottish Mark.
Scottish Mark. Yeah,
Scottish Mark. I'll take. Yeah, I'll take that.
I can't be saying right, Mark. Could I?
Yeah, no, I'm good. First and foremost, thanks for having me on, mate. I appreciate it. I'm excited as well for the game, and I'm confident. I'm really confident actually going into that. I watched Villa at the weekend. If I'm being honest, I wasn't completely impressed by it. I thought some really naive defending by Everton. Especially the first goal, it was horrendous. So for what I've seen, I'm looking forward, and good 3 points coming back home with us.
Okay, good stuff. And Mark from the Emerald Isles.
Exactly. Yeah, got it in one break. I'd be optimistic as well. Again, last year in both the games against Villa, we played reasonably well in both games, but we didn't take our chances. We just weren't clinical enough. We let them off the hook, really. So I think if we can be clinical on Saturday evening, we have a great chance of coming away with 3 points. But we will have to be clinical. As Dan mentioned, we will get chances. So we just have to make sure we take them and not let them off the hook this time.
Yeah, no, 100%. I kind of echo that. Look, big picture, in all honesty, we obviously know 6 points dropped last season. The 1-0 defeat, obviously away, and then that real crucial 2-0 loss towards the end of the season, sandwiched in between the Champions League exit. Big setback, weren't they, obviously? Lots of talk whether or not that was potentially the one that derailed us. I think it was done beforehand, bearing in mind, obviously, the small margin that we failed by. But Mark Dunning, I'm going to go to you. How much do you really think those defeats last season would be playing on those players' minds coming in to Villa Park?
Yeah, they will, because obviously when you have a team that's beaten you twice in a row, you want to nip that in the bud. You don't want it let it go to become 3, 4, 5 games, and then they are your bogey team, and it becomes a real mental block. So it will be undermined to just, let's nip this in the bud now. We lost twice to them last season. Let's kill any talk of bogey team on Saturday evening. So it will be undermined, because I think they'll want to set the record. Term, get this done and dusted, put it to bed early in the season, that Villa won't be a bogey team. Because if Villa get 3 points off us on Saturday, then the reverse fixture becomes a really high pressure fixture whenever we play them in the second half of the season. So I do think it's important just to kill any sort of talk about Villa being a bogey team for us on Saturday evening.
Yeah, I think recently we've been pretty good at getting those kind of little bit of revenge back, haven't we? We've done the season before. We've kind of really kind of stepped into those games with a lot of positivity and a lot of good stuff and obviously some good performances. So yeah, do you think that this could be exactly the same or?
Well, you'd have to hope so, obviously.
Yeah.
And as you said, our record in terms of turning kind of these things around has been quite good under Mikel Arteta. So yeah, I do think that it is a game we're going to attack from the start. Unlike last season where I think we're 1-0 down after 5 minutes and playing catch up the whole way. So I do think it is a game where I think we're going to be at it from minute one. Hopefully get ahead of it from there, but I do think we'll be at it from kickoff.
All right. And back over to you, Mark. What do you think has changed? Obviously, the first game again at Villa Park last season saw Villa going first, didn't they? We obviously had a chance of going top, and obviously their win obviously made them go top at that point. I think it was November, wasn't it? What do you think has changed since those games last season? Is it a different Arsenal team we're kind of seeing now, or is it still a little bit too early from that, certainly that home game?
I would say, yeah, I think the mentality is 100% has changed massively, and I really do, and I really think the guys will be really massively fired up for this, because what we do know about Mikel Arteta is he likes to hold a grudge. We've seen that with Ivan Toney's tweet when he put the tweet out, just a nice kickabout with the boys. Next time that we played Brentford, we'll beat them. We're bringing Ethan on, a 15-year-old, to say nice kickabout with the boys. So there is a bit of pettiness in Arteta, and I do love it. So I honestly think that his team talk will be that it will be these guys stopped you winning the league last season. You've done everything right. If you just beat them once, you would have won the league. So I genuinely do believe that be his team talk. So the mentality for me is going to be massive. I think that you could already see it. Even though the guys are still rusty, we're just back. It's only the first game. We've not had a proper pre-season with the full squad because of Euros, etc. I still think that the guys, there's almost like I could almost smell a different attitude from them. I really think mentality that's a major thing that I would like to say on it. And yeah, if the one thing that Villa use, we know that Martinez in goal would love to get one up on Arsenal. We know that Emery would love to get one up on Arsenal. It's like they're using that as a motivation for them, and they have done out of the previous games. Well, I think that Arteta and these Arsenal players will be doing the exact same. Let's get at them, take our chances. As Mark said, you're 100% right. We had great opportunities last year, and we could have should have took the lead. There was some controversial decisions in there as well. So it's just about us doing the right thing and making sure that the mentality is correct for the game.
Yeah, and Dan, what were your feelings towards that?
Yeah, same with the other guys, really. I think a lot like some in the sort of team talk, Mikel's team talk is there. You know, he can just say, look, you know what happened last season, let's put it right. And, you know, like I said, he is one to hold a grudge. He's not going to want Villa coming to be our sort of hoodoo team. And I think the beauty with playing Villa is you sort of know what they're going to do. You know, they're not, you know, Emery's not really going to put a surprise and play some sort of crazy tactics, someone completely out of position, man marking, that sort of thing. You know what Villa are going to come at you. You know, you go to Villa Park. It's the late one, isn't it? On Saturday, I think it's a 5:30 one. Yeah, so you know, it's going to be a cracking atmosphere there, and if you can just sort of keep, you know, get the crowd quiet, keep hold of the ball, then for 15, 20 minutes, get a few shots in, hopefully get an early goal in, I think you can take the wind out of Villa, really. It's there shouldn't be a fear factor with them, really. I say, you know, I know we appreciate they got some good lot of players, but there's nothing that Arsenal should fear with them. You know, I think we've grown up since them games last year. I think they've all learned from them, and it's just go there, do the business, get 2 goals, and come home again. That's it. That's all we want.
Yeah, no, 100% on that one. And what about Villa, Dan? How do you think their approach changes? You're coming off 2 real good results for them, and obviously you've got the Emery factor as well. Does the whole approach kind of change for them? How they kind of go about what they would kind of normally kind of do, or
I don't think so. Personally, I think we saw Mikel could put their game back again from last season. So look, this is what Villa are going to do. They're going to just try and get cheap fouls. They're going to just trip you up, break the play up, and be in your faces. And I think with Onana as well, he's pretty good at doing that, isn't he? And they're going to look for the ball over the top with Watkins. So it's just I know Saliba was a little bit not his usual perfection on Saturday, so we just sort of need him sort of switch back on again. And like I say, I think you know what you're going to get with Villa. They sort of have one way of playing. It's they sort of soak up the pressure, hit you on the break, and as I say, like I sort of said, I think the biggest thing for me is Bailey potentially up against Zinchenko is. Yeah, that might be the biggest sort of thing in the team. I think if Timber plays and he gets all over him, then then we can dominate the game pretty early on, and that's what we need. Midfield, obviously, key. If it's Partey or Jorginho, whoever we sort of adds in there, sort of winning that midfield battle early on.
Yeah. Mark, Scottish Mark, do you think there might be a little bit of overconfidence from Villa going in, like knowing that they obviously had that result, or do you think they might be kind of a little bit overcautious, maybe not wanting to kind of poke the stick in the bear and wait for it to kind of bite?
Yeah, I think that Emery's too good a manager, if I'm being honest. I know that he didn't do well for us, but I think he's too good a manager to have that. The one thing I would say for me is losing Douglas Luiz for me is a massive blow for Villa. Although they brought Onana in and he scored on his debut, Douglas Luiz is a monster. I would have loved him at Arsenal, if I'm being honest. So that's going to be a real major blow for them. But I think, just going back to your question, I think Emery is too experienced to be like that, and he is a top quality manager. So I don't think that they'll underestimate us or they'll be overconfident either.
Yeah. No, I agree as well. Don't think it changes much. Obviously, Mikel's probably learned a fair amount from his squad. Obviously, it's evolved a little bit more as well from last season. Villa, first game of the season at home, not going to be an easy game in a long shot, is it really? Mark Dunning, what do you think will be the key battle, certainly tactically, in that game?
So, midfield is always a key battle in every game. We can't let Tielemans and Onana get on top there and start running the show. Back for Odegaard and Rice in particular, running in behind them and creating chances for us. And as someone mentioned, I think it was Dan, main danger man. Now we know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to look to try to get balls over the top to him. We just have to be aware and alert to that happening. He caught himself early and scored against us, and he scored obviously at the Emirates last season as well. So he does have a good record against us as well. So he's someone we have to be wary of and shut him down. I know he was taken off last week, but I'd imagine that's just a bit of a hangover from the Euros. As we saw with a lot of players last weekend for numerous clubs, that they're probably just not quite up to speed yet after the Euros. So he has 60 odd minutes under his belt now at Villa, so he'll have to be watched very carefully next week. Again, I think Saka could get a lot of joy off of Luca Digne if he's allowed to. Michael Oliver's the referee. He's got a clamp. Digne will essentially try to kick Saka out of the game, which he has done the last few times we played against him. So hopefully Oliver's alert to that and wary to that, and isn't shy about showing him a yellow card early to stop that nonsense. But we'll see.
Yeah, no, let's hope there's a strong ref, and yeah, certainly hope for there's no kind of decisions where we kind of bemoaning it again, like last season, and yeah. It needs to change, doesn't it? I think we need to get a little bit of a run of a green with the referees and their decisions. Villa are not very good defensively. Well, at times they can be, or certainly more organised, and then times you'll suddenly look at them and you think, blimey. Dan, what do you think our approach should be, certainly attacking wise, to kind of break them down? Because I'm pretty certain myself that they're really going to kind of sit back, soak up, and have two proper banks of players defending and stopping those spaces for our players to run into. What do you think about how we're going to kind of approach that?
The sort of usual. I mean, just maybe. Or let us down a little bit. When was it? Christmas time we sort of played them. We didn't quite move the ball quick enough at times. We was a little bit static. So just sort of, them quick, short, sharp passes. Last season, I think Jesus started up front. I mean, we got Kai now who's full and we can throw go long to him. He can hold the ball up, drop deep. So we just got it is the key thing. Moving that ball a bit quicker. Again, I think it's going to be important who plays on the left wing. For me, I'd play Trossard. Just having Martinelli to bring on. I think they're saying the last sort of 20 minutes, we just maybe want to stretch him a little bit more, or not that we'll be chasing the goal because we'll be 2 or 3 up by then, but it's just good that we've got that option on the bench as well, having Martinelli on there. So I think, for me, Trossard, who could come inside a little bit more with Saka, sort of go wide, come inside. I think it's really important. So that for me, that is the key thing: moving that ball quickly and not being afraid just at times going a little bit longer. With Cole, we can use it, get a foul, get some free kicks on the edge of the box, and get some set pieces. We all love a set piece.
Yeah, we're definitely liking the set piece. I predicted last night the Saliba diving header at the back post, and and a Martinez own goal for 3-1. But yeah.
We'll take that any day of the week, bro. We'll take that any day of the
week. Mark, Scottish Mark, Villa's attack has been pretty decent, isn't it? And certainly they've bought well, and they do hold a lot of threat. How have our defence really got to kind of shape up and kind of deal with their kind of threats? Because we know what they've got with Watkins. Just in general, there's just numerous kind of worries that they've got. What how do you think we're set up defensively?
I think that I'm not sure if it was Dan or Mark that touched on it. For me, there's games this season, probably against the bottom half side of the league, and it's no any disrespect at all that you could play Zinchenko. This is not that game for me. So first of all, it's either who's more fitter out with Carl Fury or Timber to come in. Tommy Asu's obviously injured, so we can't do that. But that would be the first change that really does have to happen. I think if we have Zinchenko in there, we're leaving ourselves open in my eyes completely. The rest of the defence, Saliba was very rusty in the first game. I felt like the Arsenal fans actually let him off the hook, and I just think he's fashionable. Where if that had been Gabriel, I think it would have been highlighted that Gabriel had made these many mistakes, unfortunately. So hopefully Saliba getting 90 minutes under his belt, he's just up to speed a bit more. But we've got the best defence in the league. I mean, we've got arguably the best defence in Europe. So for me, it's just if our guys are like 90 minutes under the belt, more training sessions, back up, and we could handle Ollie Watkins. We could handle like their wingers and stuff. So, and I think we could overpower them in midfield as well. I really, really do. And Thomas Partey is going to be so key to this. For me, if Thomas Partey had not been injured the last 2 seasons, he's arguably Arsenal's best player, and I really think that highly of him. However, he would have given us 2 Premier League titles, but unfortunately, we've lost him for the best part of 2 seasons. So we're not sitting here with a Premier League title. So Partey being in, I felt he did have a good game. As well. So the midfield, we've got to win the midfield. Win the midfield, we don't really have to worry too much about our defence. And just let's go at them. We know what Kai's capable up front of doing. We know what Martin Odegaard could do. Saka, he was not even anywhere near his best. I look at the performance that he was still able to pull in a goal and an assist on the weekend. Our defence will be fine. I think they'll be fine. But we do need to make that change of Zinchenko. And before people come for me, I'm not dissing the player. We just know that he does have defensive frailties.
Yeah, I think that's agreed by everyone, isn't it? I touched about this last night. There's times that Zinchenko plays. And that's the time where we're kind of sure or wanting to obviously have as much possession as we can, obviously dictate the play and have that control. When we then suddenly come up against that team that is maybe say a bit more of a higher level team, one where we might not get the rub of the green or certainly the lion's share of possession, even proper counter-attacking football, then he is not the option, and we probably have to go through with a larger kind of or a bigger kind of defender that can obviously be a bit more defensively solid, and we can spread across the pitch a bit more. I still probably think there's still going to be some tucking in, but as I said, you've still got to have that defensively assured kind of player to come in. Zinchenko, unfortunately, for all his qualities, just isn't that defender. He's that one that is going to be obviously in that midfield and doing the stuff that he does well. And it's obviously started very well this season. So yeah, I think it's good little start to the show. I think we've handled the tactical side. Players, let's have a think about. Obviously, the last few games, Mark touched on it. Dan, Ollie Watkins, he's going to be he's always been a thorn, isn't he? Certainly recently, just I think it's just a handful, isn't he? You think he'll be the key player for us to kind of dampen down and really kind of get amongst to stop him kind of doing anything?
Yeah, I think for me, I'd say Leon Bailey, because I think on his day he's Leon Bailey, isn't it? Yeah. He can destroy any fullback. So not just say Zinchenko, if he's on his day, Timber, whoever we got, any left back in the league. And I think he is really key for Villa. Him on form, you've got a different beast in Villa. With Watkins, yeah, he's got good movement, he's got good pace, he's powerful. But again, a little bit like with the rest of Villa, you sort of know what you're going to get with him. Balls over the top, but look, Saliba can deal with him. I sort of maybe thought a little bit on Saturday. I think all them games in the Euros for France, Saliba was playing on the left when maybe he's only had a couple of games back playing on the right. Maybe it's just a bit of rustiness, just sort of getting used to it. I think Saliba knows Saturday he's got a real player to play up against, isn't he? In Ollie Watkins, so he knows he's got to be on it and he'll be fully focused. But yeah, as I say, for me, Bailey, and you cut out that from the midfield with Tielemans and that as is it. But yeah, if you can stop those guys, I think that's when you can dominate Villa and put your authority on the game. Yeah.
How about you, Mark Dunning?
Yeah.
Similar stuff.
Similar, yeah. Again, they will try to go down our left, especially Zinchenko plays with Bailey, who I agree with Dan is one of the better wingers in the league and can cause problems to any team. So yeah, he's another one on top of Watkins who we'll have to be wary of. In terms of them, I think the two are vulnerable compared to halves. I think Cash and Digne aren't great defensively, either of them. So that's where I'd be looking to attack more so than going after their centre backs. Konsa and Torres, who've been reasonably impressive over the last couple of seasons for Villa.
Yeah, definitely. And Scottish Mark, who is going to be our player of the match? Who's going to be the one that is literally you're going to be putting all your hopes and all your things in to try and obviously have that performance? Who's going to be that key man?
I think it's got to be Odegaard for me. I think having Thomas Partey at the base, Declan Rice in the 8, and then Odegaard obviously there, he could pull strings. And for me, it's like if Thomas Partey and Declan Rice are like at it and do their job, Tielemans and Onana are not having any joy against that. For me, they're not at all. So I think Martin Odegaard, he showed glimpses at the weekend. I don't think he was absolutely at his best, but you wouldn't expect that in game week 1. But I think Odegaard could be massive for us this weekend. And again, you've got Saka there, who, as I say, for me, I think he's barely had a break since the Euros. Barely had a break straight. He was almost straight back into pre-season. Pre-season's not. We've not had a pre-season. Let's face it, we've not really had the squad together for a pre-season, and Saka can still produce that level. Is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. But the interesting one for me would be Martinelli and Trossard, because if you looked at the weekend and you watched the game, Trossard was pissed off on that bench. He was not happy. You've seen it. You've seen Calafiori laughing. You've seen Timber having a laughing joke. These guys know where about they are in their fitness, etc. Trossard, he looks like, and I like the fact that he's annoyed. I really like that. It means that he's hungry and he'll have a point to prove. But Martinelli, for me, could be massive. And this guy just needs a bit of, if I could sprinkle a little bit of confidence on Martinelli, we'll get this player back. And I'm not giving up hope on him. I think he's got a big season ahead. But that's going to be an interest. Our left-hand side is going to be interesting. And just going back to that, in pre-season, we did actually see, last season, we were very much always on the right-hand side. We never, ever went down the left. And I think that played on Martinelli a bit in his form, etc. But in pre-season, you've seen us going over to the left a bit. You've seen Odegaard come from more that right-hand side and kind of get involved on the left-hand side as well. So it'll be interesting to see who we have out there. And what we do. But to answer your question in a long-winded way, I do apologise. It's Martin Odegaard for me, bro.
No, it's going to be an integral player, isn't he? But yeah, I agree with what you said about Partey. I think obviously when you look at the end part of that season, and 8-9 games did he get in the end, or was it 7 or 8? Yeah, something like that. But you think the amount of minutes that's gone through his legs from what he actually previously had with all the injuries, and you suddenly think, there's going to be some jelly legs. There's going to be some kind of get back to things and really get his fitness. And obviously having the pre-season, he's probably not done this amount of workout for 2 years or so. It's only like 2.5 years.
Absolutely. See the point, and the one person that I have missed out with that is J20, because his last visit to Villa Park was when he hit the crossbar and it came off Martinez in own goal, which would be fantastic. So you might get a surprise there. If Thomas is maybe not up to full scratch, then we could bring Jorginho in, and we know what he's capable of doing. So that could be interesting as well.
Yeah, and that said, I just think at the end of the day, Partey will get better and better. Say the key for him is just keeping fit, isn't it? And just having those minutes, and then the natural fitness comes in, and hopefully, the more minutes he chuck into him, he stays all right. And that side where what we actually want him, we don't want him to break down. We don't want him to be in the same situation where we've kind of been a little bit short. But interesting. You said about obviously Saka and then going on the left and not being over reliant on Saka, certainly in the build-up. And then we do obviously question how Villa might stop Saka. Certainly his role. Dan, what do you, or how do you think Saka will be kind of set up in our system to try and get the best for the team? Is it still going to be cutting in, or do you reckon he's going to really try and stay wide?
I'd say that because I mean it's a big pitch, Villa Park, isn't it? And I think keeping him as wide as possible, and even a thing of not, you know, I know obviously Mikel wants players tracking back, but maybe just keep him pushed up and out wide as much as possible. So if he's can be prepared to let the fullback run past him, and then as soon as we get the ball back, just give it to him and let him go. Yeah, I think that causes more confusion for the fullback if he's not got him constantly chasing him back and he's just staying out wide. But obviously mix the game up as well. You know, don't just say that you've got to just stay out wide all the time. You know, you can come inside. I've always sort of been saying for a while that I would like to see at times them sort of switch wings. I think it can be effective. They can go over to the left and you can put Trossard or even Martinelli over for the right for sort of 10, 15 minutes. It just mixes things up. And yeah, I do see it. I mean, I think last season Saka was a bit unlucky. Did he have a goal off of VAR or
offside, wasn't it?
Yeah. He didn't have a bad game last season. He was a bit unlucky, and he's definitely had the better of their fullback. So yeah, definitely for me, keep him out wide. More their fullback ties, then he can start cutting inside a little bit more. But you know, we all know he's clever enough to find the spaces. What I did like with Mikel on Saturday was, I mean, when did he take him off after 70 minutes just to give him a bit of a rest? And you sort of normally never see him taking Saka off, doing. I think that's something maybe for this season is, you know, you don't have to play him 90 minutes all the time. If you've got an opportunity there to rest him, and hopefully he's had a good rest this week, ready for Saturday night.
Yeah, no, 100% there. He's got an important thing to do, isn't he? With Saka, he's got to be on it, but he's got to start managing. I think we touched on this like last week, and again, it's down to Mikel just putting out that little bit more trust in the whole collective group rather than his say first 11 or 14, 15, and start trusting who the numbers in the group, and giving him a little break, because at some point it's going to bite him, isn't it? At some point, certainly if we've got no one there really that is been given a chance on that right hand side. But
you've got good options. You can bring Jesus on to play down the right, and he can definitely do a job. So there's options, and like you say, you've got to just trust the squad, and you know, hopefully maybe somebody else might come in before the end of the month as well as another wide player. But yeah, if you've got these guys and this is who you've banged for the season, then just give them games.
Yeah, definitely. Stat wise. Boring part. It's not boring. Arsenal's record at Villa Park not been too great in recent years. We've not had a draw in this fixture for how long? Come on, guys.
Google.
2018. Let's go for that.
Yeah.
No Googling. Come on.
Yeah. 2014. I'll go. They were out of the league for a couple of years as well. So.
First mark.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea, honestly.
2012.
Wow.
quite mad, isn't it? That Villa Park, 0-0. So, yeah, in that time, what we had, six defeats. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12 wins. So
That's positive.
it's we kind of look at it and we think, yeah, we obviously last season we look at it like that. We're not saying we've been always having bad results there, but again, it's just it always seems like we're having one of those kind of days. I go back to 21 and we had the 1-0 defeat.
COVID season.
Yeah, and then and it just we lost 1-0 like 3 times out of 4.
You're all hot to
3 1-0s out of 5, the last 5. So that's the kind of difference of what we're looking at, which kind of clouds my head, and I suddenly think, oh Jesus, I hate going to that place. You know what I mean? I love going to watch it, but as I said, this fixture, I just like, ugh.
I think
I must have good memories of it because it seems like to win the league, we win there. I'm thinking Piro's chip and Schmeichel, and it just sort of seems like you're going to win the league, you got to go to Villa Park and win, and it's just, it's on that DVD. It used to be a disc thing, kids, but we used to have. You watch at the end of the season, and it was always Villa Park win with a title. And that was just...
What's the DVD?
Google it. Speaking of Google,
I remember VHS. So
yeah, VHS. Yeah, that still really bothers me when I do look at those videos you used to pick up, and you just put them in. Even just watching the videos of 1990s like football, going back to the Anelka season, and you're like just putting on like the things there, and you're suddenly like, looking at the pictures, and you're suddenly thinking, this was like what we thought of the 1970s, or if I you're looking at it, it's like, oh, gee, it must be one thing. We're getting old now.
Yeah. Do you know what was funny? I got I'm not going to plug the channel, but I actually bought a mystery bag of an Arsenal artist. So you could get like pictures and stuff that you could get, and one of the things was a Blu-ray DVD, and it was a fantastic one. It was actually 8-9 when we won the league. At Anfield, it was 8-9, wasn't it? I'm not picking the wrong year here. Yeah, it was actually that. I have nothing to play it on, absolutely nothing in my house. So it's funny how times have changed. Yeah,
no, definitely. Just gonna quickly give a shout out to Guinariano. Have a great show, lads. I hope you're watching. Drop any questions to the lads on the panel. So I want to get some questions.
No difficult ones.
No difficult ones. Yeah, that's it. It was written in the disclaimer.
Caveat.
Nothing about DVDs.
Yeah. If it is difficult and the name's marked there, could you just make sure Dunnan's after that?
The next segment we're going to go into about the pressure side, the mentality. It's an early season game, but already these games still seem like they are like must win. Already.
So you get the same 3 points for winning this game as you do for the second last game. So
yeah. So especially after last season's results, Dan, how much pressure is on Arteta and the squad to literally get a result on Saturday? Obviously. There is obviously pressure, but
I know that the thing that's now is like pressure's in tyres, and it's just you sort of go and do what you got to do and be better than the opposition. But it is that thing of when you look at the fixtures we've got coming up over the next month. For me, it is a bit of a must-win game.
Yeah, not even mention those ever.
Yeah, not to say we want to slip up in any of the other games, but if we go into Have we got that up the road or City? No, we got City next, didn't we? After them, I think.
No, I've got Brighton next,
Brighton.
then the international
Brighton
break.
next, yeah.
After the international break, it's Spurs and City away.
Yeah. So even Brighton, we know, another bit of a bogey team. But yeah, you can go into that international break with 2 wins, two solid performances. They haven't got to be spectacular. So just getting them 9 points is really important, and it does lay down a marker. So they go there, get the win. They've got that off of their backs from last season. So yeah, I think it's pressure in the squad, but probably that good sort of pressure, which so far they always seem to thrive on, and that's obviously what we want again for Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening even.
Scottish Mark.
Yeah, I've just echoed the same. Sorry.
Hold on. The team handles pressure a lot better than recently or previous generations. This game could set the tone for the rest of the season, can it? Again, just with that mentality side. Yeah, that's the little caveat on top of the discussion there. What are your thoughts? Do you think that the team handles pressure a lot better than we have done?
100%. I mean, if you go back a couple of seasons ago, when Saliba went out injured, and I'm not talking when we became second, sorry, it was the year we just missed out on top 4, Tottenham beat us to top 4, and we didn't handle the pressure at all at that point. The mentality was not the same, and we collapsed right at the very end when it really, really mattered. And then last year, 2 seasons ago, you saw a major improvement in that, but still not quite there. We did kind of collapse again near the end of that. But then last season, we were in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. The only time that we really swept up was against Aston Villa at home. But we took it right down to the wire against Man City, right down to the wire. So I think this team thrives on pressure. And I don't see them. I mean, we're going to beat Spurs these days, and that's where the real pressure is, because the players know what the fans want. They know. And the pressure's massively there, and they're getting so much hate from the stands, obviously. And you're even getting humble Saka putting his hand out to his ear saying sorry when the Spurs fans are saying you let your country down. He crosses in and doing it. So these players handle it no bother now. We've seen it last season, and yeah, pressure is not going to be an issue for these guys. The mentality is totally changed. Arteta's done a wonderful job at that, and for me, I don't thrive on it. Even going to Liverpool last season, Liverpool come to Arsenal, must-win game for Arsenal. We were up the title, we got beat that game. We ended up winning 3-1. We took it on board. Let's have it, and so pressure's not a factor for me at all.
Good. I'm just going to break off from that just for a minute, just to confirm that Eddie Nketiah has just agreed personal terms with Nottingham Forest. So it looks like that is now going to be a done deal. So what your thoughts just quickly on Eddie, just kind of just while it's there?
Yeah, I suppose, look, he's one of those, a graduate from Hill End, probably just not quite good enough for where we are or where we want to go, but he will do a good job at Forest. He'll score goals there. But for Arsenal and for the team where we are and are trying to become, he's just not quite at that level, I felt. One thing I will say, it looks like today is going to be for about 30 to 32 million pounds. So I think Edu deserves a lot of credit here for holding his nerve and not just accepting the first deal that came in the door from Marseille, which a lot of the talking heads on Twitter were going nuts at us turning down the deal from Marseille. So fair play to Edu for holding his nerve and getting much better than the months on. So, that's really all I've got to say on that.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? What are your thoughts with him?
Great deal for Eddie. I think he'd do really well at Forest. I think he that sort of club, or like a Palace, he'd go there, score goals. For us, he get a good round of applause when he comes back. He's an Arsenal boy, and he scored some goals. So I think what we wanted was that probably sort of Diego Jota type player, that guy you could just bring on and could do a little job. And I don't know if Mikel was hoping that could have been Eddie, but it just wasn't quite up to that level, unfortunately. I'm sure he'd score enough goals and he'd probably go and play for England and all that, because they're desperately short of strikers. But for where we've been, he was good. Where we're now going and where we want to go, it's the right time for him to move on.
Yeah, Dan, you, Scottish Mark.
I would echo the same as Dan there, 100%. Well done, Edu, and it is an extra £10 million. Brilliant. Shows that we are getting better at selling players that are surplus. So that first and foremost. Eddie's attitude's been absolutely fantastic at Arsenal. You never hear him complain. You never hear him moan. For me, he doesn't press. He doesn't kind of fit our style of play at all. So therefore, that's the reason out. Going to Nottingham Forest, this guy will score 1 and 2. So don't be surprised if you see Eddie Nketiah on 17 to 18, 19 goals next season. If he's playing week in, week out, he will score 1 and 2. So they're getting a great deal out of this. For us, we take the money and we move on. And so I wish him every bit of success. Honestly, I have nothing bad at all to say against Eddie. He's been a fantastic servant to Arsenal Football Club. The one thing I would say is the number 14 jersey was maybe a heavy weight on his back, and with that, the Arsenal fans have brought pressure with that. But for me personally, I'm going to wish him all the best as long as it's not against Arsenal, and I hope he has a pretty decent season.
Yeah. No, again, I've been a pretty big supporter of him, even before he had his contract renewal. I thought he'd earned the right to prove himself. He's got a 5-year contract, and the only thing that gets remembered is the wage. When you look at it like that, you suddenly think, oh yeah, 100 grand a week. When you look at it, it's 5 million a year, or just over 5 million a year. And I said at the time when it was signed, I said, we'll keep him for 2-3 years. We'll see if he proves himself. If he evolves and he suddenly becomes that player that can come in and start scoring goals, and it works for him, brilliant. It's a masterstroke. We've done it, and he's then developed. If it doesn't work out, then we've got the market value to sell him with whatever's remaining of his contract. And turns out that we've paid 15 million in theory to take him on for 3 years or whatever. And then we're now making a nice profit from him at the end. So yeah, good luck to him. As I said, hopefully it can resurrect his career, because again, he's had a lot of time where he's not been used, he's not being utilised, and certainly probably playing to his strengths. I don't think we've really played to his strengths on that side. But there'll be a team somewhere that will get something from them, and yeah, hopefully he'll go and do it. Certainly against our rivals, not against us. We'll be singing his praises more towards the end of the season. So yeah. Well done, Eddie, and good luck.
The one positive thing that we could say, hopefully that means that Chris Woods isn't up front against Man City with these easy 3-yard tap-ins that he can't put in, and we've actually got Eddie there to do the job instead. So I'll take the positives out of this.
Yeah, definitely. So, question is there a replacement coming?
Time will tell.
What do you? Yes or no? We'll just do a yes or no. Is there going to be a replacement for Eddie?
I'm going to say, I hope so, but I'm going to think no. I mean, personally, we need. Well, I've said we need somebody. I don't know necessarily at the moment. Well, who that person is, because the guy I like in Nico Williams, I think, is probably impossible. But yeah, we need another option, 100%. But I just think they might maybe wait till January, or they've got something lined up I say maybe for January. I mean, yeah, could be somebody on loan. They're on about sort of Leroy Sané, aren't they? Could be an option. I just hope and pray it ain't Raheem Sterling, because nobody wants to see him in an Arsenal shirt. Or Mudryk, any of these sort of guys that Chelsea, from their 300 players, want to get offload on us. But yeah, we need a body, definitely, because I don't think, I mean, who else we're looking? Wide players and strikers. We've got Reece Nelson, who's probably going to go as well, or probably go out on loan. It does leave us a bit short. So yeah, I'm sure Edu's got the barbecue out, and yeah, hopefully something's going to happen.
He's definitely grilling, that man, isn't he? Mark, yeah, what were your thoughts? Yes or no?
Yeah. No, I think it's unlikely at this stage. It's 9-10 days left. Unless something's been going on in the background for weeks, because obviously they've known about Eddie for a long time. But I would imagine probably not. But again, I would hope so, but I don't think so.
Yeah. What about you, Mark?
Yes, 100%. There's a striker coming in.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that Edu's already got that stake on. It's kind of like medium rare now. It's just almost finished to go to medium, and that deal's going to be done, rather than just coming out of the fridge and proper raw. And yeah, I don't think we're in a kind of situation where we haven't really evaluated what we're going to be looking to go for. So I think there's something already.
Just seeing the stories just starting to unfold a bit, and dominoes are just starting to kind of tumble down. So I think it's going to happen.
Yeah. I think we've made that mistake before. That season when we finished 5th and we didn't get a striker or a forward in the January transfer window, sort of cost us, and so I think they have made that mistake before. They they live and learn from that and know that we need somebody in. I think it could be somebody on loan. I think that could be the possibility. There's a few options, and they're talking about Kingsley Coleman as well. So there's a few options.
I think it's Osman. I think Osman's on his way. Napoli have already reduced their price from 106 million down to 85. They have to sell him. They have to sell him. He can no longer be at that club. Yeah. He's been racially abused, everything. So the price is already coming down. The obvious place would be Chelsea, straight swap with Lukaku and money. Why has that never happened? It's not happened for a reason. And then all of a sudden that's coming down, and then the stories of Eddie coming out. I think Osman's on his way to Arsenal. And the one question that you've got to ask, why come into this far into the project, get this close and not do it? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
No, 100%. Some good points. Let's hope we get some good news come that deadline day. It'd be nice to have an exciting deadline day, wouldn't it?
There's not been one since Ozil. I don't think there's been a decent deadline day since Ozil.
That's not today or yesterday either.
No.
Do we think we're going to have what's his name? Not Mourinho. Moreno. Looks pretty
that
close.
Seems to be more or less done. Yeah.
Saturday. I think he might be on the bench. Is that a possibility?
See, if we sell Eddie Nketiah and we sell Reece Nelson and we bring Mourinho in, if that's how you pronounce it, and also let's say an Osman, for me that's a 10 out of 10 window.
Yeah.
That's a 10 out of 10 window.
Yeah. And we've got decent fees for guys who weren't going to feature.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. No, 100%. It'll be a real good addition to the squad, certainly, so what we've done, and certainly trimming down the
excess.
Yeah, I'm not going to be rude, because there's still some decent players there that we're doing, but it shows that the levels are squashing up now, so there isn't such a drop off now.
We're at the stage now where it's kind of, we have to be absolutely ruthless in terms of getting players out that aren't going to feature. So that's kind of the level we've got to, so which is a good sign.
It is a good sign. Yeah. So let's roll it on. Let's move to the next stage. BX Gunner. Eddie must have come down on his wages. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it probably wasn't more to do with his wages. I still think it's probably, just the haggling side of things, isn't it? It's again, we want to get the best deal.
Yeah.
So,
See what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but Eddie's actually on 75k a week. The 100k comes from the sign-on fee when he signed his contract. So if you put that over the space of the 5 years, it works out that it's 100k, but it's actually he's on about 75. But we do know that Marseille, he was taking a pay cut to go to Marseille. He wants to play week in, week out, and quite right. So there might be a dip in his wages at Forest.
Yeah, I don't know, but as I said, look, game time is key for him, and that's it. So fair play to him on that side.
He's 25 as well now, and I mean, he needs to be playing.
He needs to play. 100%. Guiliano, Eddie deserves a lot of praise. He never complained and was always very professional. He was going to smash it at Forest. You hope he finds a level and does the business. 100% there. Okay. Got a couple of questions from social media. I'm going to go to Scottish Mark first.
Make it easy.
Well, it's from Twitter. Do you think Arsenal should focus more on defence in this game or go out and go all-out attack? Do we be pragmatic or?
Yeah, all-out attack. We've got the best defence in Europe, so there was a brilliant picture last season just to sum this up, but could you remember Liverpool had 7 players going through and it was only Declan Rice and they didn't score? So for me personally, we've got the best defence in Europe, and all-out attack. Why would we want to sit back at Villa Park? We're far better than that. Just got to watch counter attacks. That's all I would say.
Yeah, no, agree there. Agree. Next one come through. I'm going to go to Dan on. If you could pick one player from Villa to have in this Arsenal squad, who would it be, and why?
I think for our present needs, it's probably Ollie Watkins. Just we need a different option up front. He gives you that pace, that power, that ball over the top. He's a goal scorer. Reputedly an Arsenal fan as well. I think he's family of Arsenal fans. I really like him. I think he's a really, really good player. He should, for me, definitely after the Euros, he should be England's number 9. I think there's no doubt about that now. He's got a lot to his game, and I think, especially let's say for the Champions League games, he would cause teams a lot of problems. I know his style might be a little bit different, maybe for sort of fitting him in for how we play. I mean, I do love Kai up front. I think just what he offers is great, but just somebody else who could either play alongside him or play a little bit more down the right or on the left sort of thing. I think he would be an absolute great option, and for me, it have to be Ollie Watkins.
Oh, Paul, I don't know if you're on mute or not. I can't hear you.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
That wasn't deliberate. It was 100%. I'll definitely be.
He was speechless on Ollie Watkins.
I got the little one just kind of awake and creating a bit of noise, so it's just let it go a bit quiet. But he's not great at the minute. Bless him. Let me just check. Where am I? My train of thought. Oh yeah, I've got one other one. Sorry, Mr. Dunning. It's. It is, and it is a cheeky one. They've actually even put it in. If Arsenal lose the game, should Arteta be worried about his job?
Absolutely not. That's not a difficult question. That's a stupid question. Who sent that in?
I don't know. I'm not even going to give him airtime, but I don't know.
Absolutely not.
The big Ange. Did he send
Huh?
it?
Yeah.
In his pose, just literally, just like hands on his knees.
That's got Lee Gunner written all over it.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, I shouldn't have even brought it on, but I felt Mark couldn't be left out. He had to have one. Hopefully, we'll have a few more when it comes in each week. So hopefully, we can get some more interaction questions beforehand, and it'll be quite good to build it up. But they were the three. So predictions before we wrap up. So yeah, I'm going to concentrate on the Arsenal game first. Dan, you might as well give me your prediction for Saturday.
I'm going to go 3-0, and then Gabriel first goal scorer from corner and a towering header in. Hopefully in a versatile half hour, and then second half a bit more control, get another couple of goals, and sort of confident we can dominate. And instead of just sort of answering the brief about all out attack and all out defence, I think the thing for Mikel is it's all out control of the game, and I think that's as long as they've got that. So I'm going for 3-0.
3-0, nice. I won't be hiding behind the sofa if that was a score. Scottish Mark.
3-0 as well, when I'm not copying Dan. It was toying between the 3-1 or the 3-0, but I've got to be positive, so I'm not. We're not going to see my goal, so 100% 3-0. Dan, you don't get extra points for goal scorers, by the way.
No. Might give you a pat on the back, but we've not done it yet. I've not released the scores for the first week, but we're hopefully we'll have a table out for after this weekend. Dan's playing catch up because he wasn't around last week, and I'll get the predictions from the other guys from last week as well. Mr. Dunning.
Yeah, I'm not going to quite go as gung ho as the lads. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
And just to keep the boringness, I was going to go 2-1 as well. So we're
come here for originality, folks.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, no, 3-1. God, sod it. I'm just going to go 3-1. Just for sod's law. It's just, you know what I mean? Can't have that. Stop being boring.
Goaded you into that.
Yeah, go just like me last week. I think I went off on something. 4-1. I think I went, didn't I? Yeah.
I went 4-0, so I wasn't even anywhere near it.
So okay, so that's our things done. Who's going to score, by the way? I've already had yours, Dan.
I'll give you the other two as well if you want.
I'll go on then.
Well, Amy Martin is definitely, he's going to, because he likes to get. So then Martinelli, let's go for it.
Yeah. Go on then. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd go Gabriel, and I'm not copying you. I just think that Gabriel is like a safe bet for corners. I think Odegaard, I'm going to give that, and our boy Saka, he'll just continue what he's doing.
Okay. Anyone else?
Saka Havertz for me.
Saka.
Same two as last week.
I've gone Saka and Saliba. And Martinez own goal. 3-1.
Martinez scores an own goal. You guys can have 10 bonus points, honestly.
Steady on there, Mark. Steady on.
No, I'll take it.
Yeah. Just echoing the player from Villa going to the Arsenal side. It'll be Leon Bailey for him. So certainly had a bit of competition, wouldn't it, and a little bit of rest for Saka, wouldn't it? I suppose. Could he fit in? Bailey?
He wouldn't get game time ahead of Saka.
No, it'd be an understudy, but as I said, do you want to do that?
But good player to bring on when you're chasing something and you want to, he's on his day. Really good.
Yeah, I think we've already got the Saka cover and Jesus. I think that's the obvious thing. You bring your striker, Jesus goes up there. For me,
Fair enough. No, it's good. Right, all the rest of the games now. Dan, Brighton and Hove Albion versus Manchester United.
2-0 to Brighton.
Eric Ten Hag. See you later. Scottish Mark.
1-1.
Mr. Dunning.
Snap 1-0.
I'm going to go 2-1 Man United. Yeah, I'm going to lock that one in. Palace versus West Ham. Dan.
0-0, probably the dullest game of the weekend.
God dear.
2-1 West Ham. 2-1 West Ham.
2-1. And Mr. Dunning.
2-2.
2. I'm going to go 3-1 West Ham. Controversial. And Fulham Leicester. Mr. Dunning first.
2-0 Fulham.
Go to the other, Mark.
1-0 Fulham.
I'm going to go 2-2. And Dan?
2-1 Fulham. Smith Rowe to get the winner.
Man City versus Ipswich. Dan, go on.
5-0 Ipswich. 5-0 Man City.
I can only take your first answer. So 5-0.
If it was 5-0
Ipswich.
Yeah, 5-0 Ipswich, he just wins it he wins everything.
So 5-0. Mark.
7-0.
Yeah, 6.
7.
7. Oh, Jesus.
I think Ipswich are going to get absolutely hammered.
No chance. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go 4-0.
I'll go for the tennis score, 6.
6.
Yeah.
To Ipswich, yeah?
Not exactly, no.
Okay. Right. Just want to double check. Southampton Forest. Go on,
Go first. 1-1.
2-0 Forest.
I'm going 0-0. Mark Scott.
2-0 Forest.
2-0 Forest. And you, Dan.
2-1 Forest. Eddie with a winner this time.
Eddie, yeah.
Here's hope.
If he gets done, he'll be all right, won't he? He'll be all right to play, won't he? Yes,
Yeah, I think they have to register him by Friday, so they've
lovely.
basically 48 hours really.
Okay, and the scum from the lane versus Everton.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to go 2-1 Everton.
Yeah. You didn't see them last week, Brad, did you?
No, I didn't actually. No.
Yeah.
Well, 2-1's a good prediction. 2-1's a good prediction.
Shocking.
So should I go?
No, leave it as it is. Leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Everton were really good. He's just trying to
Brighton scored 3 lucky breakaways. Yeah.
What are you saying there?
2-1 Everton.
Oh. Scottish Mark.
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Mr. Dunning.
I'll go 2-1 to that mob.
Oh, I'm sure that's penalty points, isn't it? Yeah, hold on. Oh, no, sorry, it's not in the rules at the minute, but yeah, it might be written in.
Change it for next week.
Yeah, we'll get rid of that sorted. Bournemouth for Newcastle. Go on, Dan.
2-2.
2-2. Hold on a second. Scottish Mark.
2-1 Newcastle.
And you, Mr. Dunning.
1-0 Newcastle.
Clean sweep. And Wolves versus Chelsea. Go on. Who's going to hit me first? Go on. I'm thinking of the score rather than names.
1-1.
Yeah.
1-1.
Is that you?
Mark,
Who was that?
Yeah. Mark, Irish Mark.
Irish Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
2-1 Wolves, Scottish Mark. Actually, I didn't have to say that. You know better.
Yeah.
English Dan 1-0 to Wolves.
League of Nations here this evening.
1-0 Wolves.
1-0 Wolves, yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. I think. Yeah. Be different. And the final game, Liverpool versus Brentford. Go on in, Scottish Mark.
1-1.
He's sitting on the fence a lot. Dan.
3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. And you, Mark?
Same, 3-1 Liverpool.
Oh, and I've gone 3-1 as well. How boring's that?
Yeah.
And looks like Arteta's confirmed
new contracts.
I think just
it's
no, it's not. It's expected. So that's why I thought I just had it was just someone retweeted it. Well, that's all right. So that's another bit of good breaking news as well.
Absolutely.
To come out this evening, probably the best signing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No matter who we sign, that's phenomenal.
No, stability. That's all we need. Make sure of it. But yeah, I think that's been a good show. In all honesty, I think lots of good stuff. I hope it's not going to be as nail biting as I'm kind of like expecting. I don't want to sit behind. Well, I'm not going to be able to sit behind a sofa because I'm going to be in a campsite. It'd be a dream to have a sofa. I think the weekend. So all I'm going to do is maybe hide behind a can of Stella and just polish off the barbecue and toast Edu. And hopefully when we turn up for Sunday evening show and the game day live shows that we've got some positive news. Hopefully there's a good team lineup and some good talking points for the Sunday evening show. Anyone want to bring up anything else or anything that we've kind of missed off? Do you expect the lineup to be the same then? Just I think we've kind of scooted over it. I think it's only the left back, isn't it? Just
left back and possibly Trossard over Martinelli, but they're the only two decisions I think that have to be made.
Yeah.
9 players basically picked themselves at this stage. So.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, lads, thank you for coming on tonight. Nice, short and sweet. I actually said I wanted to do 75 minutes, and we're like literally.
You said 45 minutes before the show started.
Who's counting? Look, go and enjoy the game. I'm looking forward to getting to the Emirates for Brighton, so it'll be quite good. I'm going to leave you in Scottish Mark's hands on Sunday for the pre-game and then the Sunday show in the evening. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Dan, for coming on. Good to have you on again.
Thank you for having me, guys. Good show.
Yeah. And Mr. Dunning, thank you very much again.
Thanks for having me again.
No worries. And Scottish Mark, thank you very much again. Some really good stuff.
Thanks for having me on. And Mark, I'll see you Sunday.
Possibly.
So up the Arsenal, and hopefully another 3 points, and we move on. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.